Hi, this is Jody Margolis, the Registered Dietitian Nutritionist for Student Wellness and Health Promotion, and today I want to show you how to make one of my favorite easy recipes, tortilla soup. This recipe is great for vegetarians or vegans, or if you are a flexitarian, you can throw some chicken in. So what I love about this recipe is you need very little cooking skills to make it, and it is really easy on a tight budget. So while we're all home right now dealing with COVID-19, and I know our budgets are tight and we aren't going out to eat in restaurants, this is a great recipe for you to follow. So I've got it all set up for you today. We have zucchini. I've chopped up some zucchini. If you don't like zucchini, you don't have to put zucchini in it, but zucchini is rich in vitamin A and C. I've got some chopped diced carrots, onions, and celery. I bought it already pre-diced from Trader Joe's, but if you want to save a little money, I would just chop it up yourself. Again, if you just want onions or just carrots, that's fine. The onions add a lot of flavor, as do the carrots and celery, and also a lot of vitamins and minerals, beta-carotene. Onions are very antimicrobial and they add great flavor. Always a can of tomatoes. I like to buy the Mexican-styled stewed tomatoes. I make sure to buy just the cheapest brand I can get at the market. And tomatoes are going to add that really great, rich flavor. And again, a lot of vitamins and antioxidants that are going to keep us healthy right now. I do a can of black beans. You could do pinto if you prefer. I like to put them in my strainer and rinse out all the juice that they're packed in. That's where a lot of the sodium is. So if you do a quick rinse and drain them, then you can add them to the soup. I do a chicken stock. If you're vegan, you can do a veggie stock. Sometimes I buy it in the carton. Sometimes I buy it in the can. Sometimes I like to use what's called better than bouillon, which is a little bit of a fresher way of making a stock. But whatever fits in your budget is terrific. And then what gives it the flavor and the spice is some fresh garlic, which I'll show you I have minced. I have some chili powder. I like to add 2 tablespoons of chili powder, but whatever you like as far as your taste buds go. I do a teaspoon of cumin. If I have some cilantro at home, I love to throw cilantro in towards the end. And for a little kick, I add a hot chili sauce. You can add a little bit of cayenne pepper if you like, or your favorite salsa thrown in can add a good rich flavor. And finally, I like to squeeze a couple wedges of some fresh lime juice in. So to get started, I just take whatever size soup pot you have in your kitchen, and I just add just a little bit of translucent, you can do canola oil, you could do a corn oil or grapeseed oil. Anything that handles a high heat is terrific. And I get started by cooking on about a medium heat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to saute some of the garlic that I have. I've minced 1 to 2 garlic cloves. It looks like this. I buy the whole garlic head and peel the cloves myself, but you can also buy a jar of minced garlic. What is better with your garlic is to let it rest after you've minced it for a few minutes and let the enzymes activate some of the medicinal properties of garlic, because garlic has something called allicin, which is a chemical compound that's really healthy for our immune system. So let's saute the garlic. So we're just gonna get it in the pan. And while I'm sauteing the garlic, as you can see right here in the pan, we don't want it to get too dark. We just want to keep it at a low to medium heat. And I'm also gonna throw the spices in, the cumin and the chili powder. And when we heat up those spices, it's also gonna activate a lot of the flavor. So even though you could add the spices while you're cooking the stock, I like to heat up the spices in the pan with some oil. So you can see it's going to look like this. It's getting nice and dark, and I can smell it. The kitchen's smelling delicious. Lots of spices and herbs cooking. And next what I'd like to do is add 4 cups of my stock. So I'm doing a chicken stock today. So I'm going to pour the stock in. You can hear it sizzling. And then I'm just going to give it a nice good stir to make sure I combined. As you can see, all of the spices are mixing into the stock. And I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on. And I want to bring that up to a boil. So I'm going to turn the heat to high. It's just going to take a few minutes because I'm only making 4 cups of stock for this soup recipe. It'll give you about 4 nice bowl servings for lunch or dinner. It also freezes really well. So once this comes to a boil, and I'm just, for the speed of the video, we're going to move ahead. But once it comes to a boil, you're going to take the lid off. You're going to reduce the heat to simmer. And then what you want to do is add all of your ingredients. So your can of corn is going to go in. You're going to add in your zucchini. Or if you don't like zucchini, like I said, you can skip that step. You can add in your onions, carrots, and celery, or just onions if you prefer. Definitely your black beans, so you want to throw in your black beans. And I like, as I said, a bit of spice, so I put in a dash or 2 of some hot chili pepper sauce. So I'm going to give that all a stir. So as you can see, didn't require a lot of cooking skills. I'm hoping you can see this without me pouring it out. That soup, you can see it here, and I'll even take out some to show you in a bowl so you can get a feel for what it looks like. Once this is all heated up, it takes maybe, I'd say 30 minutes for it to just simmer on a low heat with the lid on. And that's just going to make all the vegetables become tender. And then you're just going to go ahead and ladle it out into your bowl. Like this. And then I like to garnish it with a little bit of Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, a little bit healthier for you, a little lower in fat, a sprinkle of your favorite Mexican cheese or cheddar cheese, and I like to crunch up a few tortilla chips in there for some crunch. So I hope you enjoyed my tortilla soup. We're going to post the recipe, and again, remember, this is easy, it's nutritious, it's delicious, it's inexpensive to make, and you can make it vegan, vegetarian, or add some chicken if you like some animal protein in it as well. So thanks for joining me. And last but not least, oops, I forgot, I like to add in some frozen corn. I prefer frozen vegetables to canned because they're lower in sodium. So if you want to throw in some frozen veggies, go ahead and do that as well. I like the charred corn from Trader Joe's, but you can get any variety of frozen corn. Bon appetit!